All right, welcome in. It's a brand new edition of the RSL Show. I'm Alex Napoles. That's Josh Clark, and this is our postseason postmortem for Real Salt Lake. They fall, of course, to the Portland Timbers 3-1 in the play-in round. They don't make it on to the next round. A couple of games through the playoffs now. We've already seen most of the teams and most of the matchups seen through. You'll have San Diego taking on Minnesota. You'll have Vancouver taking on LAFC. You'll have Philadelphia taking on New York City FC, and you'll have Cincinnati taking on Miami. We'll dive into the playoffs here in a moment, Josh, but I do want to focus first on Real Salt Lake. 3-1 loss to Portland. I don't think it's a surprise to any of us. I don't think it's a surprise to us watching, right? You go down early and you've felt that Real Salt Lake couldn't make it back.
It's exactly what every single person thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, cool. Snuck into the playoffs. Won't last long.
And it didn't last long.
Right. It's just tale as old as time, right? Like, it's exhausting, and it sucks to just like not care that we made the playoffs because, you know, you can preach believe all you want, but you can only believe so hard sometimes. And
yeah.
I think the majority of people did not fully believe this go around. No,
and that was quite a common sentiment from social media. There was obviously the vocal people that said, "Look, we did make the play, and that should matter for something." Yeah. But I think most everybody was kind of in agreement that, hey, congrats, I guess you made the play-in, but the reality is the season was very poor. You were very mediocre throughout the course of the 2025 season. It was disappointing, man.
Right. It's a long season for things to be just forgiven because of a play-in, right?
Right.
Now,
and,
have they gone
and not
on
even
run?
winning the play-in. Hold up. And not even winning the play-in, right? You
like,
made it to the play-in, but you didn't win the play-in.
Right.
You didn't
had they gone on a
playoff.
run, maybe things are, forgiven.
Right.
It had been a hell of a run. So if anything, like it's almost more embarrassing to get eliminated like we did in the play-in than to just not make it at all.
Yeah.
But I digress. Season's over. That was one of the most painful seasons I can remember. It's one of those seasons that just kind of like takes the joy away.
Yeah.
I hate saying that, but I have to be honest with myself. Did I really enjoy last season? And I if I tried to say yes, I would be doing myself a very big disservice. And I'm sure my tone on here, would make you all feel like I'm lying as well. Yeah, I did not enjoy this season. It sucked. I'm glad it's over, to be honest.
I'm glad it's over too, and I think it's important that it's over, in the sense that, I mean, right from the get-go, we knew that we were in trouble because you lost so much production in the attack. You lost so many goals in the preseason, right? And you didn't get the replacements necessary. Of course, we found out a couple months later that it was probably hindered due to the fact that the club was sold off to the Larry H. Miller Company. And I never really felt like the team and the FO really had a chance to hit the ground running and get it going.
No, and I mean,
there was a major vibe of, hey, 2025 is a throwaway season while we figure it out.
Absolutely. The fact that we brought in 5 strikers last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you knew it was going to be rough going when Forrester Ajago was the guy. You know what I mean? And if I remember correctly, we were told him and Pio were going to be in the race for Golden Boot this year.
We were told that.
Yeah, but that went well. Went about as we all expected. So yeah, it was, it didn't get off to a good start whatsoever.
No.
And I fully believe that had everything to do with the sell and owners not wanting to go drop money when they're not going to be the owners anymore, right? Like, that makes sense. I just wish there could have been some more transparency there to quell expectations, right? Because we were coming off of outside of Chicho,
historic season, man.
Right, like there was things to be stoked about, and it just didn't come to fruition at all.
Do you think Pablo Masser did the best with what he had?
No. I mean, he. This one's tough, right? Because he didn't have a lot. But how do you go? How do you ruin Ojeda and Ellie? How do you ruin Gladvera?
You know what? That's a great point.
How do you ruin Katranis? Right? Like your lineup decisions were still questionable to the fans, right? Again, we're not the coach. Yes, I don't go to practice every day, but like those substitution patterns at times and starting lineups, like it just didn't make sense a majority of the time. And your studs look like a shell of themselves half the season. And I like how do you do that? I don't know.
I think, coming into this one, I think my answer was going to be yes, but that you bring up a very valid point with Emeka and Ellie and Brian Ojeda. Right. It was clear that this wasn't the season for Emeka and Ellie. Right? He started off the season with considerations for the national team. He made an appearance too. But then
he's benched for Noel Caliscan for the last quarter of the season.
Didn't really follow that up this season. Gets benched, and not a great year for Emeka.
Right, and I know there was the whole he had a lingering injury excuse, yada yada yada. I don't fully buy it, man. I don't fully buy it.
You bring up the Brian Vera Glad partnership. That awful. Again, we talked about it last time we were able to record. We talked about how that's something that needs to improve this offseason. There's my answer was going to be yes coming into this one, but I think you have a point with some of the tactical decisions and some of what we saw Real Salt Lake do this season. It's head scratching to see the level of fall off from a midfield that last season was the best in Major League Soccer. Right. I would put it up against any other midfield in Major League Soccer last season, and it was one of the best.
Well, and even let's single out Luna and Pablo.
Yeah.
Right, start of the year, riding high, national team scoring goals, broken nose. That vanished, and then it turned into Luna having an attitude issue on the field. That's a coaching thing. The coach got to figure that out.
Yeah.
It didn't change. Luna still put us in some really awkward situations. Outside of, I'll give one to him for a poor referee decision, but he was putting himself in bad positions constantly. Every game, we were texting each other, well, that could have been bad. Right? Why is he swinging at his head right there? You know what I mean? Like,
yep. And then every show we'd come on here and we'd have these conversations. It was a recurring topic every show this year. Right. About the decisions Diego Luna was making.
And unfortunately, like it appears Pablo was signed or re-signed earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So none of this was really being held against him. And that is frustrating because now what's going to happen is just prediction. I'm grumpy still, right? Still haven't seen what we're going to do for next year. But tale as old as time here at Real Salt Lake. We're going to go in all rah-rah beginning of next year, right? Backing Pablo with some new players. And then we'll fire him by summer. And we'll be just rebuilding it again.
Before we continue with all that, I do want to backtrack a little bit and ask the same question about Kurt Schmidt. Do you feel like Kurt Schmidt was able to do the best that he could, knowing what you know now about the ownership change, etc.?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like looking at the signings, there's some cool ones in there, but have they been successful, really? Because outside of Elliot's last little group that left and we fell apart, the replacements haven't been great.
Yeah.
His best signing's probably Cabral.
Which, I mean, no disrespect to Cabral because we absolutely love him. But if your goalkeeper is your best signing, that's an issue.
When your goalkeeper is your best signing and you've signed 5 strikers.
Yeah.
And
that's a problem.
And, a center back and a center back right back. I don't know. He's fine. He's done a fine job, but not good enough. Elliot did a better job and would have done a better job.
That's crazy. Hindsight's 20/20.
Oh,
right?
always.
I was
Always.
always a massive critic of Elliot Fall. I was always a massive critic of
Yeah, but man, you got to remember what Elliot Fall had to work with.
I
He had to work
yes,
with Eloy Hansen,
right, because I think once the reins came off, we saw what Elliot
Magic,
yeah, we saw what he was able to do.
Gomez, Chicho, Crooks.
Exactly.
You know, like I don't know.
And you know what, man? I think when the decision for, Elliot Fall came to move on, I was trying to be positive about it. I saw it as a good thing.
I I think you can. I mean, I feel like with anything, especially in sports, like change is good.
Exactly, and that's kind of where I'm
Yeah.
at now. At the
Yeah.
time, I thought it would have been good because change is good, but ultimately, we'll jump into these front office decisions that were made.
Yeah, and I'm going to be very, very judgmental on this winter window and what's done.
You absolutely should be. I think there's not a single Real Lake fan that should not be judgmental about what's to come this winter.
Yeah, I feel like this winter there's no grace, there's no upside. Right, guys can't have huge upside but be unknown. I think they need to be proven
Yeah,
difference makers coming into next season. Otherwise, we're in for a world of hurt.
yeah. As far as front office decision goes, the very first thing that was announced by Real Lake following the loss to Portland was, of course, Jason Kreis's promotion.
Hey, at least we know what he does now.
You know what? I was gonna say, I was gonna say, like, it feels like nothing really changed. He just has a title now.
Yeah, he has a title, and we can go, oh, okay, that makes sense now. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I do appreciate his comments.
That's what I was gonna dive into.
Let's dive in. Sorry, I stole your thunder.
The fact that he got up in front of the media, and the fact that he was very transparent about how bad the last 3 transfer windows have been, I appreciated that so much.
And the fact that he mentioned that the playing game shouldn't be enough.
There you go.
Thank you.
It's exactly, I think, what everybody wanted to hear, and it's exactly what I think needed to be heard by Real Lake fans, considering, again, what Real Lake fans feel coming out of this 2025 season.
I also feel like Christ, when Christ says it, he means it, which
Yes.
goes a long way for me.
Yes. Because, and again, like, we've sat through many Kurt Schmidt pressers. We've sat through many Pablo Mastroeni pressers. And again, while we talked about it last time, I appreciate Pablo giving us answers as to, like, why things are happening. But at the same time, it's very PR sprinkled. It's very, they're still careful with what they say. Does that make sense?
It does. And it gets old.
Yes. It's very, Kurt Schmidt did it in his presser that he had the week after in his exit interview, right? The week after Christ gets promoted. And we'll jump into that here too in a minute. But one of the things, one of the media members asked him a hard question, and he responded back with, like, oh, well, you don't think, like, this thing we did good and being in the play-in is good, right? It was there was, like, I don't know. I didn't appreciate it.
I mean, I hope they're not looking at social media, my guys, but, like, are you looking at social media? You really think in your heart of hearts that was good?
Yeah. Pablo was a little bit more on the, like, yeah, look, it was frustrating. It was a frustrating season, and there's a lot of things we probably could have done better, but Kurt Schmidt was trying to stay too positive about it. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. It too positive. Whereas Jason Kreis, he was very straightforward, very upfront with, look, we did not have good transfer windows, the last 3 transfer windows, and scouting and player recruitment haven't been great.
And you telling me Luke Mulholland's not the best scout out there?
Listen.
Bruh. Bring Andy Williams back, my God.
Absolutely.
The talent that Eloy Hansen passed over while Andy Williams was the head scout here.
Yep.
Will make your blood boil. Bro.
I think Luis Diaz alone, bro.
Blood boil.
Luis Diaz
Monarchs
alone.
for $50K.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Look where he is now, man. Liverpool's falling apart without him.
He could have been a monarch, dude.
I know.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
I think overall, man, I'm happy with the Christ move. I'm happy with his promotion. I think he has a good vision, a clear vision of where he wants to take not only Real Salt Lake but the Royals as well. And I think ultimately now with him having a little bit more charge and a little bit more control over what happens in those decisions, I think good things can come of it. Obviously, right, you can say whatever you want to the media, right, when you get in front of them, but now it's time for you to make do on what you said.
Right. The actions are going to speak louder, much like we talked about. Are the Millers going to spend?
Right.
Right. They did spend. Will they continue to spend? That's now the next question.
As far as front office restructuring goes, and as far as front office decisions go, the next one we need to talk about, of course, is Pablo Mastroeni and Kurt Schmidt.
Yeah, I'm sure they were re-signed 7 months ago, and they just waited to announce it.
That is exactly what happened.
Yep.
That is exactly what happened when the organization came in and the Larry H. Miller Company came in. They offered those contract extensions at the time of buying the club.
It's a bad move, brother. Bad move.
I don't know why Real Salt Lake waited as long as they did to announce those decisions. I think if they would have announced them at the time, there probably would have been less blowback. I mean, obviously,
because the blowback was glorious.
Obviously, considering what you know now,
right?
But I think for me, it's looking at what Jason Kreis said, right, with the 3 transfer windows. Looking at the talent that was brought in under the direction of Kurt Schmidt, but yet keeping him around and hoping that it changes now with him still at the helm.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm that confident.
I don't necessarily think that I am either.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you told me about this rumor, but we're gonna bring it up. That apparently he's not concerned with our center back situation.
Nope.
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence because are you blind?
Right.
And I'm sure he would come back with some, well, if you look at the metrics and the numbers and the and the XGs and the little information from their little sports bras, it tells a different story. Cool. Eye test failed.
Yeah.
Horrible season on the record.
Yep. One of the worst, by the way.
Yep. So there's reason to be concerned there, guys.
As far as Mastroeni goes, I think now with what we hope will be a new direction and what we hope will actually be an ownership that's willing to spend, an ownership that's willing to bring them reinforcements in the attack, if they're able to rebuild that, I'm okay, and I think I'm able to look past his extension and give him the benefit of the doubt and head into the next season, and we'll see, right?
Right, absolutely. I'm not gonna be this whole negative Nelly, like, oh, I can't support them until Pablo's gone. Blah blah blah. No,
there's a lot of those out there, though.
Sure,
there's a lot of those out there.
But I'm still gonna support, but that leash is so short,
very very short. Yes.
If we start the season and we're 1-6, man, like, nah, dude, you gotta go.
Yeah, but I think ultimately it's gonna come down to what we see from Kurt, from Jason, and what they're able to do this offseason. What they're able to bring in this offseason.
If you get him a crutch like Chicho again, right? Like, a lot of times players make coaches great. It obviously happens, in the reverse a lot of times, but there's a lot of coaches that are only great because of their players, and it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Right? So, we'll see. That's where we're at. We'll see.
Yeah. Again, not necessarily a good spot to be in as far as being in this, I guess we'll see position to be in, right? It's not a good spot to be in, considering just what the season you're coming off of, right?
Right.
You're promoting and moving and keeping on the same people who put you in this position to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it's as a fan, especially if you're more of just like a casual fan, right? You're thinking RSL's promoting failure.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway.
So,
at
yeah.
least Colorado didn't get in, I guess.
Colorado did not get in. We'll see, man. This is a very, very important window, I think, for a lot of people.
This window is going to set the tone for the next 2-3 seasons.
Yes. While they didn't say the exact words, and while I think Kurt Schmidt alluded that it's really not, it's more of a build around.
Yeah.
It's a reset.
Yeah, not a full rebuild,
but it is a
retooling.
But it's a reset. Because we've talked about it in the past, Josh. There are good pieces of the puzzle here. There are great pieces of the puzzle here. Brian Ojeda is one of them. Diego Luna is one of them. Cabral now. I think Cabral is a great keeper that you can hang your hat on for the next couple of seasons. Considering hoping that his form stays the same. But you can put your hat around that and build a defense around a phenomenal goalkeeper like Cabral, right? Mm-hmm. There are pieces of the puzzle intact that you can build around. Now it's just time for Kurt Schmidt and Jason Kreis to do so.
Yeah. How many players do you need to see come in to comfortably feel like we can turn the tide?
Ooh.
Because That's a
tough question.
My number's kind of high.
I think more so it's not necessarily a number for me. It's more so of position by position.
Oh, for sure. But I think we could use 3 defenders across the entire back line.
Yeah.
I
think the only one right now on that back line that might be solidified for next season is DeAndre Edlin.
Right, but I'm even saying backup wise. I'm not saying starters.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm saying how many players, bodies that can perform that aren't freaking just trash coming in, right? What are we doing? That aren't Forrester or Jagos or Willie Agatas. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right? So, between starters and backups, I think the back line needs at least 3.
Okay.
Part of that reason, I think Katranis is leaving.
Yeah.
So we need at least a starter back up there. We need another center back. We need a number 1 center back, right? To oust Justin Glad as that number 1. He can be number 2, I don't care, but we need a number 1 center back. And we need a decent backup right back. Could be a Monarch if they can perform. We're going to need a Brian Ojeda replacement. And I think after that we're fine. Diogo's got to get the hell out of here. We need to replace him with the DP. Done. Another striker, maybe another winger. There's spots we got to fill. 6 or 7 minimum.
Yes. Yeah. I think I'm right. I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Looking at roster decisions, looking at first of all, congratulations, Zach McMath, on a phenomenal career. Zach McMath, of course, had a contract, decides to hang up the gloves. Happy retirement to Zach McMath. Thank you for your time. It sucks that, he has to basically be forced out to retire due to his injury. But I think I'll always remember now Zach McMath as the goalkeeper who kept us in that Minnesota series, rather than the goalkeeper who made a lot of mistakes. Made some critical mistakes to cost us some games. But listen, focusing on the positive.
He had some games that were incredible.
The Minnesota series itself, man.
He was not a horrible goalkeeper in any sense. I think just towards the end there was a stretch of games that were quite bad, and I think it was kind of apparent that it was his time. It was coming up, you know what I mean?
Right. Zach McMath had a contract. Willie Agata had a contract. Zach Farnsworth had a contract. Those are the players moving on.
Where do you think Willie Agata ends up?
I don't know if he stays in Major League Soccer.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he stays in MLS.
His market can't be high.
No, because, he was fine with Sporting KC.
But even then, just fine.
And even then, just fine.
Yeah.
He was fine with Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Maybe if he's willing to be, a third player, right? A third stringer, take the minimum amount and be a third string player. Like, sure, you can stay in MLS, I guess, but
I doubt it, man.
I just don't think there's a big market for Willie Agata.
No, not at all.
Zach
I don't think
Farns,
there's a market for Zach Farnsworth either.
I was just about to say, I don't think there's a market for Zach Farnsworth either, mostly just because of the injury issues.
Mm-hmm. Maybe like USL 2.
He was hurt more than he ever played.
Yeah.
I know. He spent most of this past season healthy and had consistent minutes with the Monarchs, but I just don't see an MLS team. Maybe MLS Next Pro, absolutely, but I don't.
Yeah, but at his age.
Yeah. Well, and then also you gotta remember that MLS Next Pro is used differently for other clubs than Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake focuses on the youth and plays the youth, but there are teams who actually take it serious, like Colorado, who actually take MLS Next Pro seriously. So who knows?
Who knows?
But I don't see a market for him being available in MLS. Nope. Options declined. These are the players who had the opportunity and had the option to stay another season with Real Salt Lake, but they were declined and essentially out of contract at this point. That is Forster Ajago. Rewind back to the beginning of the season, Josh. After he went and punched a player, I said, look, Forster Ajago, he's not playing another game for Real Salt Lake. That is such a bad look. I don't care what he does the rest of the season in the USL. I don't care if he goes on a 20-goal tear. You don't want that in the locker room. You don't want that image here. Not surprising at all. Forster Ajago declined.
Yep, no.
Matthew Bell declined. Kevin Lambert declined. No surprises there, I think. Tommy Silva declined. Jude Wellings declined. And Johnny Russell declined.
Yeah, no real surprises. A lot of guys that never got a shot.
I was about to say, not even Johnny?
Dude, no. I loved him while he was here, but, when you're using him for 30 minutes a game, every third game. Right. It's not worth the roster spot. I'd rather see like Zambrano come up or something like that than waste it.
That's a great point.
But thank you, Johnny Russell. It was a pleasure to have an SKC legend around for a minute. One of the best interviews we've done as well. I really enjoyed talking to him. So
100%. Tommy Silva, no surprise. Jude Welling, no surprise. Just guys that never really cracked what they thought they were going to be.
Right.
Options exercised. Those players were going to be out of contract, but they had an extra year or two on their contract. Those options have been picked up. And that is Jesus Barea, Noel Caliscan, Alex Catranis, Brian Ojeda, Philip Quinton, Mason Steiduhar, Brian Vera, and Marcus Zambrano. No real surprises there for me, Josh.
No, I think some of them are picked up to be sold.
Yes.
Catranis, do you think there was a market to sell him and that's why he picked up his contract? I'll be happy if he's here next year, but I just, for some reason, can't see it happening.
I wouldn't mind him staying, right?
No, I definitely would like it, but it just doesn't seem like he wants to be here.
Exactly. And I think they'll find a way for him to make it back to Europe.
I think so too.
Same with Brian Ojeda. I think that they'll find a way to let him go back to Europe too, because that interview that he did a couple months ago on that Paraguayan radio station made it very clear that he did not want to re-sign.
Yep.
And so there's no point of keeping him around for a year just to let him walk on a free. I hate it. I'm not happy about it. But if there's an opportunity to move Brian Ojeda this offseason, you absolutely have to take it.
Yeah, not free, please.
Don't let him walk on a free. Real Salt Lake. Brian Vera being picked up. I found that interesting too because, again, you don't want to let him walk on a free if he does decide if Real Salt Lake do decide that this is it too for Brian Vera.
Yeah, I hope it's not.
Oh,
I
it's
would
not.
love a Brian Vera rejuvenation because that
Right.
left peg of his, man. Woo-wee.
I think for all three of those guys, I would absolutely love for them to stay. But if there is that opportunity for them to move on, I think you have to take it just so you don't lose them for free.
Yeah, same. It's, if they stay, awesome. If they go, I hope we get some millions.
Exactly. Happy to see Marcus Zambrano stick around, man.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him get an opportunity because he was tearing it up.
Exactly. He's someone I'm super excited about. Philip Quinton, I guess, can be your fourth guy. He can continue to be your fourth guy.
Dog,
Noel
he could have been the starter.
Noel Caliscan, everybody knows how much the coaching staff loves him. And then Jesus Barea. We'll see what happens with him, man. Guaranteed for 2026, Owen Anderson, Rafa Cabral, Ruan Cruz, Emeka Anelli, Justin Glad, Diogo Gonçalves, Xavier Gozo, Aiden Herzakani, Max Kirkvliet, Diego Luna, Dominic Marchik, Omar Marquez, Lucas Moiza, Victor Olatunji, Nelson Palacio, Ari Piol, Luis Rivera, Pablo Ruiz, Giovia, and Tyler Wolf. All those guys locked in and guaranteed for next year.
We really have to deal with Tyler Wolf for another year.
For now, yeah. There's still a lot of young guys on the guarantees that I'm excited for, right? Owen Anderson, Aiden Herzakani, Max Kirkvliet, Omar Marquez, right? There's still a lot of young.
We just need to see him play.
There you go.
That's the problem. We can have all the youth coming up in the world, but if they don't get an opportunity, man, like, what's the point?
There are guys on that list that I'm curious to see what Rouse Lake decides to do with him. Ari Piol, for example. Dominic Marchik, for example.
Loan. Caliscan, free agent.
Palacio, for example.
We could have used him down the stretch. All the shade to Caliscan. Could have used Palacio.
Could have. Hot take, maybe, possibly. I think Nelson Palacio leaves this offseason.
Based on him being a U22 initiative player, yes.
I think Nelson's out, but I think Dominic sticks around.
Yeah, probably. And I'm sorry for throwing so much shade towards Caliscan. I just not a fan. You know?
No, I think he's a very MLS 2.0 player.
Oh, yeah. Had this been Petkiera, he's a baller.
Yeah. But I think if you want to be competing for those championships, even your depth has to be a little bit better than that.
He doesn't inspire confidence.
Yeah.
Is how I'll put it.
Yeah. There's a couple games, specifically the one that sticks on my mind, the San Diego game, where he gave away some pretty bad balls here at home, and that led directly to goals.
Absolutely torched on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him when he played at right back.
Yes, absolutely.
But when we were using him as a holding mid kind of thing, it just did not work for me.
Ongoing discussions, speaking of right back, Javane Brown, ongoing. Kobe Henry, ongoing. Sam Junka, ongoing. I would be shocked if Sam Junka isn't back in a Rouse Lake kit next season.
If he's not, we screwed up somewhere.
Yes.
Or he wants wild money.
Which, I mean, at the same time, like, know your place, you know?
You're a left back, my guy.
If that's the case, then that sucks.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lose sleep if we lose him because he wants, $800,000 a year.
Right. If he wants to be one of the highest paid defenders on the team, then absolutely. There's give him a minimum, give him another year. He's serviceable. I'm sorry, Sam, for doubting you at the beginning of the season. You've come in and proved us wrong.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the decent Schmidt signings.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But the real one that we need to talk about. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's talk about Javane Brown.
Javane Brown, I think you can move on.
Yeah, unfortunate. Had a real rough go before his injury to him.
Yeah.
I was really excited for him, but it is what it is.
Yeah, with his injury, and with Noel Caliscan ability to play right back, I think you can move on from Javane and then probably bring in somebody else to be that guy, you know?
With Yedlin.
And Caliscan. You'll have like three of those guys kind of fighting for that position.
Yeah.
Kobe Henry.
I hope he sticks around.
I'm assuming the ongoing discussions, of course, have to do with his loan and have to do
Yeah.
with coming up with the transfer fee and negotiating all that. I don't think he does either, but I wouldn't mind if he does.
Yeah, that's one that if he goes, I'll be kind of bummed. If he stays, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But we really didn't get to see him a lot last year, and that kind of bummed me out, honestly.
He was serviceable for the Monarchs. So if he comes back, great. If not, then you just have to bring in another center back.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. Nothing too surprising, I would say, probably about the roster decisions, Josh. I think everything is kind of where I think we all, where me and you specifically anticipated things to be.
100%. Now, the real question is, will it be Christmas Eve or Christmas, Boxing Day? Which day will it be where we all receive the gift of Diogo Gonçalves no longer being on this roster?
It probably won't be until January because that's when the European window opens.
Listen, if he is still on this roster next season, I will go harder with the hate.
Yes.
I'm so over it. The meme will return.
You're going to put it on a shirt.
And maybe 3,000 stickers.
I think the sooner, the sooner egos can be put aside and the front office can realize that was a massive failure of a signing and they need to move on from him ASAP, I think the better for everybody. Better for him, better for the future of Real Salt Lake, better for the fan base, better for Josh. The sooner the better.
Bro.
Whatever the payout is, if there is no one who wants to take him, I really hope that money is put towards that payout because
we can crowd on that.
There is no reason why Diogo Gonçalves should be a Real Salt Lake player come February.
If he's not a DP, a GAM or TAM, maybe. I might accept it then.
Even as a TAM player, I would have struggles justifying it.
Yeah.
Because what was his final numbers? Was it 4 goals on the season?
I wish I cared to know. I know that's going to sound terrible to the listeners, but I tuned out so hard on stats and whatnot towards the end of the season and just focused on not throwing something through my television while watching the games. So
it was 4 goals. It was 4 goals on the season, and your DP cannot finish with 4 goals on the season. No. Your DP cannot finish with 6 assists on the season. I'm sorry, but he just can't.
No, that's atrocious.
4 goals, 6 assists on the year. It's not good enough.
And I'll go back to what we talked about, like we say every freaking episode. Had he looked like he cared, it might be a different story.
Yep.
And I think that's... I don't want to get into that right now.
We have other stuff we need to figure out before we figure out if we can get into that or not.
Right. If we're even welcome back.
Roster's decisions have to be made too on the RSL show. How about that? How about that?
Well, not just like between me, Alex, and Carson, but who's going to be carrying the RSL show?
So we'll figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, can we just say that we were banned from the team for half of the season last year? Just leave that little nugget in there.
Yeah, we could. I think we could say that.
I don't think that's. But part of my animosity that I feel like built up is the fact that the meme wasn't taken well. The missing poster was not taken well by the team, and they banned us.
Yeah.
So, they didn't ban us from the stadium per se, but from, interviews with the players and, all that kind of stuff. And then, wrists were slapped along the way. and it's really just kind of soured my mood towards some of the players, really.
Yeah.
So,
Including number 10.
oh yeah. Yeah.
So the sooner he can, the sooner or else I can move on from him, the better it would be for everybody.
There's a couple of players with jersey numbers in there that the sooner they move on, the better for me. Just personally, because I'm, as a professional athlete, people are going to criticize you.
Yep.
And I don't think what we did warranted that reaction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was even funnier, I don't know, a week after the meme, which if you guys didn't see the meme, it was only up for like 3 hours. Not even that.
Not even that.
Not even an hour.
It didn't make it out of the post-game presser.
Right. So, if and it's okay. So yeah, it wasn't even up for an hour, and then Diogo gets hard benched a week later.
Yep.
For weeks, right? Yep. So it's like, okay, so you guys are really mad at us, yet justifying it and agreeing. I don't know. I know
it was a hamstring injury, Josh. Come on.
Sure. Okay.
It was a hamstring injury.
Totally. Yeah.
Jason Christ did not go on the radio and say that there was disciplinary issues.
No, definitely didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
I know we're carried by KSL, so apparently we're looked at as professional journalists, which mind-blowing. If any of you have been listening to me ramble for, I don't know, if you've been here forever, that's awesome. Thank you. So far from professional here. We are fans that happened to luck into getting carried by a news company, right? You're more professional than me, sure. But I don't know. It was very weird for me to get in trouble for talking about a player that was severely underperforming. I don't feel like we really did anything wrong. I don't think it was mean-spirited, but I had a whole plan. I was hoping he'd turn it around and we could post the found picture, right? I don't know. It just really sucked, man. It really sucked to have the team you love turn on you for being critical of them.
Yeah.
I would have been fine if
in a time where it was warranted. Let's put that out there. Let's put that out there.
We weren't just being mean to be mean, right? And I don't mind if the team claps back. I love it. I love some banter, but to just basically tell me to kick rocks and that I'm a poor fan and
to ban you,
I should know better, and just like, no, dude.
Yeah,
you guys should know better.
Yeah,
I will be a fan of this team till I'm in the ground, right? You guys won't be on this team in the next 3 years, and you'll be an afterthought. So, yeah, a little ramble from Josh there. It feels good to get it off my chest. Can't wait for the...
It feels good to finally be able to share the story.
Yeah, I can't wait for a certain group of people now to reach out to me upset that I spoke about it.
I think that there's a certain group of people who listen to the RSL Lake Show that at this point just listen to hear the story, and we finally told it.
Yeah. Don't post a meme about Diogo missing.
Yeah,
it'll get you banned apparently. If you want it, hit me up. I'll send it to you. Feel free to post it all you want. And like Alex said, if he's still here next year, there may be t-shirts. There may be stickers. I won't print them. I'm a professional.
Yes.
They may be available for someone else to pick up that I did not facilitate.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying.
And to the players that were super upset about it and asked for us to be banned, do better. Don't lose.
Be better.
Yeah, be better, right? We're just as frustrated as you guys. It's our outlet. We can't prove it on the field like you, right? We support you, but we're gonna criticize. It is what it is. And if that hurts your feelings, please don't go play in Europe or anywhere else, because if you think that was bad, good luck. Good luck.
Oh man.
Bruh.
What a year it's been. What a freaking year it's been.
Absolutely exhausting.
It has.
So glad it's over.
The 2025 season wraps. We also move on to the off season, and we'll be back every time that, or anytime that a big move, anytime that big news is reported, anything that needs to come out, we need to talk about. We'll be there every step of the way. We're a semi-hibernation, if you will.
Yeah. If you can't tell by my last rant, I'm tired. I need a bit of a break from the team. You know, there were conversations about me possibly just not being back next season. I don't think it'll go that route, even though I say it a lot, because I do love this team, and I love talking about it with Alex. So I'll be back next year, most likely.
We'll see if we're back as a whole. We'll see.
Yeah. The RSL show might be like very different next year. It still might be me and Alex, but
we'll see. Let's talk about the playoffs. Have you been keeping up? You've been keeping up at all?
Not even a little bit.
I've been keeping up with scores. I've been score watching.
I could not tell you who's alive and who's dead. So this is all new to me because I genuinely, that first round, way too long, lost all interest.
3 weeks.
Bro.
3 weeks. I told you. It's
MLS is straight up insane if they think casual fans are going along with this. Yeah. Games on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, third. What are we doing? Nothing Saturday? Come on. Trying not to compete with college football, but you're going to play on a Tuesday? Who's watching sports on a Tuesday? You're watching hockey or basketball. You're not going to tune into soccer. You're not even looking for soccer. And then you put it on Apple TV where no casual fans have that. Why would you spend $100 and whatever to be a casual fan watching soccer? It's ridiculous, dude.
Hey, you know what, though? You know what, though? The entire playoffs is free over Apple TV.
Oh, is it free?
It is free.
Okay, that's cool. I take part of that rant back. No, but it's stupid. And
no, it is. It is. The playoffs, the first round of the playoffs should not be 3 weeks long.
No.
This many teams shouldn't be in it. But some of the major storylines, some of the major things happening throughout the course of the playoffs, of course, you have Philadelphia beating Chicago. Chicago fans, shame on you for what you did after the game.
What'd they do? Dude, I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know what they did.
Oh, they just did the
chant?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Berhalter came. No, they stopped the game. Berhalter had to come over and plead to the fans to stop doing the chant. And it was a mess. Because, I mean, at that point, like, you knew you were out. But let's be better, Chicago fans. Come on.
I was going to ask, are there enough fans in Chicago to make it loud enough to be heard?
Apparently it was, man. They stopped the game.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic, y'all.
Yeah, be better. New York City FC beating Charlotte. That one was kind of surprising to me. I thought Charlotte was going to figure it out and be able to make it past, but New York City FC moves on. So now
Zaha was kind of disappointing, wasn't he?
He was, man.
He started off hot.
He was. And so I think he fizzled out because he, too, struggles with behavioral issues. A lot of red cards down the stretch. A lot of criticism from the fans about not being able to control your anger down the stretch. So I think it's a loan, man. So we'll see what Charlotte decides to do with Zaha.
It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
New York City FC moving on. They'll take on Philadelphia. Miami moving on.
Bummer.
Rout Nashville 4-0. No surprises, I think.
Did I hear something today about Zimmerman moving on?
Zimmerman is a free agent. He will not be. His option was not picked up by Nashville.
RSL, bro.
And you know what?
RSL.
I think he wants DP money.
Okay.
But I think RSL would be dumb not to at least offer something, right?
Yeah, conversation should be had.
He's still a serviceable center back. He's aging, yes, absolutely, but I still think that would be an upgrade from where you're at now.
That experience is worth some money.
Yeah.
So I feel like center back is a position that you can have some seasoning in there, some older
Not
guys.
not
Not
designated
too
player
much.
money though.
Yeah, it would depend on the contract. But let's be real. We're the kings of paying DP money to guys that don't really deserve it.
True.
So would it really matter, Alex?
True.
If it shores up our defense, we're going to have some weird configuration of U-22 initiatives and no-name projects that cost $2 million. So it's not like we're gonna have a DP spot open. You might as well use it. What I was getting at. You know what I mean?
Walker Zimmerman, I would love to see him in an RSL kit, man.
Absolutely.
We'll see where he ends up. Also, Russ Lake have a knack for liking former LAFC castaways. So
Exactly.
FC Cincinnati with a 1-0 win, with a win over Columbus. They move on. They'll now take on Miami. If there's any team in the Eastern Conference right now that I think can beat Miami, it's Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. San Diego moving on. They'll take on Minnesota. By the way, that Minnesota series, insane. That shootout to knock out Seattle was incredible.
I do remember that. I did see those highlights, so I'm not totally out of the loop.
Literally, they sub out Stephen Fry for the penalty shootout. The backup goalkeeper, Thomas, comes in. First penalty, screws up his finger. And at that point, right, you can't sub. You've already subbed off your backup. You already subbed in your backup goalkeeper, so you don't even have another sub on the bench to begin with. So they literally come out just completely taped up his hand, and he finished the shootout.
All you got to do is jump left or right, put your hand out.
What's the craziest part about that? Ultimately, he's the one who comes in and misses the decisive penalty.
Oh, that's brutal.
So Seattle is out. An early elimination for Seattle. Minnesota moves on. Vancouver gets past Dallas, no problem. LAFC gets past Austin FC, no problem. It is Vancouver, LAFC in the Western Conference semis taking on, and then the other one is San Diego taking on Minnesota. That Vancouver LAFC, man,
that's going to be brutal.
That's going to be a fun matchup.
That one I might tune in for.
Both of those, I think, for me, are MLS Cup winners.
Yeah, both of those could beat Miami.
And so I think having the matchup in the semifinals is absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Because one of those, I mean, Steve Cherundolo is already on his way out, He's playing his final games or coaching up his final games with LAFC. So, I mean, in that case, do you end up being a disappointment and seeing an early elimination, right, with a semifinal elimination when you're supposed to make it all the way? Or is it Vancouver, who I don't think Vancouver has ever been talked about as being contenders and being cup winners potential?
Maybe
right?
Early in the season.
Right. And so now, well, I mean, just in their history.
Oh, in history? Oh, absolutely not. No, this is the first real team they've had.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so for it to be eliminated in the semifinals, I think that would be brutal.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Vancouver for MLS Cup.
I would too.
If RSL was to pack up and move next year, Vancouver would be my team, I think.
Real quick, Josh, one more thing I want to hit on before we wrap this one up, man. There's a big decision, big votes coming up for Major League Soccer tomorrow. Or I guess at the time of recording, it'll be tomorrow. But I think it's going to happen, and so I want to talk about it a little bit. There is a big feeling that the MLS calendar will be moving to a European calendar. And tomorrow, the Board of Governors and all the owners will vote on it tomorrow for Major League Soccer. I think it's going to happen, and so here in the coming days or in the coming seasons, we'll have a winter calendar for Major League Soccer.
Yep, it is what it is. As I've thought about it, it'll be all right.
To get fans feeling a little bit better, there will be a break in December.
Yes. And a little bit of January, yeah?
And a little bit of January to kind of help out with the winter months.
That just tells me there's going to be so much schedule congestion, though.
It sounds like in December, that's when Leagues Cup will take place.
Okay, so they're only going to play in like LA then, or what?
I don't know what the plan is exactly. I think
Or you're just going to leave out?
Yes. I think that the non like super cold places will not host as much as they have in the past.
That's fine. It's fine.
That would make sense, right? I think that's something that they'll figure out as the vote comes in and it's made official. But I think that's kind of what it sounds like is going to happen.
Honestly, if it makes transfer windows easier and all those things, fine. Let's do it.
It's something Pablo brought up in his exit interview is difficulties making transfers because the calendars don't match up.
Yep. It really has bitten us. So, you know what? I'm for it. Also, I really hate mid-July games, bro. Just brutally hot.
Would you rather a mid-July or would you rather a mid-December?
I can bundle up, dude.
You know what? I think I'm right there with you, man. I can add layers. I can't take layers off.
Yep. Right? Without going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or burning, dude. I burn.
I think it'd be better to be up in the press box, right? Bundled up with a couple of hoodies, a couple of sweaters, a couple of the heater going on underneath you, a couple of coats. More so than it is easier to stand up during the national anthem and see your butt painted on the chair because of how much you're sweating.
Yeah, and then worried about your butt sweat in your khaki shorts. Yeah, I'm with you, dude.
So I'll take the cold. I'll take December games any day of the week.
You know what? Nothing beats a snow game.
That too, man. How great is Real Salt Lake playing in the snow?
Snow games are great, and we'll probably have less weather delays because it won't be thunderstorm season.
Yeah.
There's benefits. It's just cold. Yep. And I think that's going to hurt attendance in some places for sure.
So the calendar will be voted on. Another thing that's going to be voted on, Josh, and I want to get your thoughts on this, changes to the table. What I mean by that is one of the ideas that have been put out there for voting tomorrow is going to be getting rid of the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, single table would be incredible.
Single table, but split into 5 divisions.
Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
So every club would play home and away against teams in their division while you play the remaining 24 teams once, and it will be kind of flip-flopped home and away. So, like, let's say, for example...
Well, it's like the NBA.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, honestly, single table's dope. How do you work divisions into a single table, though?
I don't know. That's something that I think, again, we'll figure out as if and when that's made official.
Listen, the thing that caught my ear about the whole thing you just said is we would get to see every team again.
Yes.
I'm very sick of seeing Dallas 3 times, Houston 3 times, Colorado 3 times, and then only seeing, 3 Eastern Conference teams a year? I want to play everybody, right? It really helps with the whole, who's better, the East or the West? Well, if you're only playing 3 games against each other amongst all the teams, it's really hard to decide, right? Plus, I want to see Messi. I want to see some of these guys that you just don't get to see because they're only playing Eastern Conference teams. So based on that alone, do whatever as long as I get to see everybody.
Who would you want in Real Salt Lake's division?
Oh, I imagine it would be – our division could be freaking wild. How many teams would it be? 5?
So there's 5 there's 30 teams right now in total. It would be split into 5 divisions, so you get 6 teams in each division.
Dude, there's like a coastal division already.
Yeah.
But that's who you would assume would be bundled in with RSL, but I could see like the West Coast having its own division, right? The California
I think would be in like a Midwest division.
Yeah, I think so too. So we'd have like St. Louis, SKC,
Minnesota probably.
Colorado.
Who else?
Maybe one of the Texas teams like Austin or something.
Ooh, you know what? I think Nashville would be in there.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forgot about the Texas teams.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
I'm curious to see how they would split it up.
Or are they going to do like New York, RSL, Vancouver, Miami,
No,
San Jose?
It would be geographical divisions.
It'll ease travel.
According to reports, it would be geographical divisions as far as the teams that you would play home and away for the season, right? But the other 24 teams, right? We'll see how they split that up, and we'll see, because I can see, like, as far as Real Salt Lake taking on Inter Miami, I can see the first season of this being in place and them being like, no, you're going to go away to Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
So
I'm actually fully on board with that.
We'll see if the owners agree with you, man.
I mean, it'll save them some money on travel, probably.
It definitely would, because now you don't have to worry as much about Eastern travel for Real.
Well, there could be more, though, if you're playing everybody home and away.
Yeah, but I'm sure there would be like an even split.
Yeah, and there's less like
go all the way to New York,
Right. But even in the West, like if you only have these couple teams you're going to, it's not like you're going to California 6 times going to
Right. Exactly. So like if the Coastal Division, right, if that's a thing and all the California and Coastal teams end up in one division, you're only going to see Seattle once a year, right?
You got to split up the divisions a little more, dude.
You're only going to see Seattle once a year.
Seattle, LAFC, Portland, San Diego, and the Galaxy,
and
all
just
in one division.
Once? Oh, okay. I get you. I get what you're saying.
You got to have some crazy wild card seeds if that's the
that would be crazy. I mean? That would be a crazy division.
Like historically, it would be. They could all have down years, of course, but
right.
Damn.
Just having them all in one division, that'd be insane. It's
like having Columbus, Cincinnati, the Union, NYCFC, and Miami in a division, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
We'll see how they do it, man. We'll see how they split it up.
I'm very curious now.
I am very curious too. I kind of hope it happens. But we'll see. We'll see what the owners decide to vote on. There will also probably be changes to the playoffs too, coming along with this.
Please. I beg.
Hopefully, less teams make it now.
Yeah, get rid of just change the format. Don't need 3 weeks for round 1. Get rid of the play-in game. I think it should just be single elimination straight to the cup.
Josh, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to throw in here? Anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up, man? We've
just
a lot of information in this one.
Yeah, thanks to everybody, for listening throughout the years, especially this year. I know this was a tough one. I do love this team, so apologies for being so negative, and thanks for listening to my soapbox. I actually feel a lot better now that I got that off my chest.
Yeah.
We'll see how many people yell at me tomorrow. Phone will be on Do Not Disturb. Don't expect a reply if that's you. But yeah, just thanks to everybody. Thanks to you, Alex. Thanks to Carson. It'd be really easy to give up on doing this, but I really enjoy spending time with you guys and BSing.
Absolutely.
So yeah. And thanks to KSL for hosting us.
Yes. Big shout out Wasatch Soccer Sentinel for listening.
Wow.
Yeah. Big shout out to KSL for everything. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to everybody who supports the RSL show. We'll be back anytime anything breaks.
And shout out to Gozo for still following us on Instagram.
Yeah.
One of the few.
Shout out Gozo, man. That's going to do it for us here on the RSL show. Don't forget to go like, don't forget to go subscribe, don't forget to go follow, don't forget to go do what you have to do to follow the RSL show for the best content, best RSL content. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, we'll be back when there's some news.